The Canterbury Tales. Contents. Summary. Characters. Tales. Summary. The Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer is a collection of 24 stories written in Middle English during the 14th century. The tales are presented as part of a storytelling contest by a group of pilgrims traveling from London to the shrine of St. Thomas Becket in Canterbury. The pilgrims come from various social classes and professions, and their stories reflect a wide range of themes, from chivalric romance to moral lessons, and from bawdy humor to deep philosophical reflections. The narrative begins with a general prologue, where Chaucer introduces the pilgrims, each with a distinct personality and background. The tales that follow are varied in genre and tone, ranging from the noble knight's tale to the humorous and risque miller's tale. Each story is meant to entertain, but also to reveal something about the storyteller's character and social standing. The work is significant for its vivid portrayal of medieval society, its use of vernacular English, and its exploration of universal human themes. Though Chaucer intended to write 120 tales, only 24 were completed. The Canterbury Tales remains one of the most important works in English literature. Characters. Here are the names of the key characters in the Canterbury Tales. 1. The Knight. 2. The Squire. 3. The Yeoman. 4. The Prioress, Madame Eglantine. 5. The Monk. 6. The Friar, Hubert. 7. The Merchant. 8. The Clerk, Oxford Cleric. 9. The Man of Law, Sergeant at Law. 10. The Franklin. 11. The Physician. 12. The Wife of Bath, Alison. 13. The Parson. 14. The Ploughman. 15. The Miller, Robin. 16. The Reeve, Oswald. 17. The Summoner. 18. The Pardoner. 19. The Shipman. 20. The Manciple. 21. The Cook, Roger of Ware. 22. The Second Nun. 23. The Nun's Priest. 24. The Canon's Yeoman. The Knight and the Squire. 1. The Knight. Description: a noble and experienced warrior, representing the ideal of medieval chivalry. Tale: The Knight's Tale is a chivalric romance about two knights, Arcite and Palamon, who fall in love with the same woman, Emily, and engage in a noble but tragic competition for her hand. 2. The Squire. Description: the knight's son, a young, handsome, and passionate lover, aspiring to follow in his father's footsteps. Tale: The Squire's Tale is an unfinished story about a mysterious knight who brings wondrous gifts to the court of Cambiuscan, the king of Tartary. It combines elements of magic and romance. The Yeoman and the Prioress. 3. The Yeoman. Description: the knight's servant, a forester and an expert in woodcraft, carrying a bow and a brace of arrows. Tale: The yeoman does not tell a tale. 4. The Prioress. Description: a genteel and delicate nun with refined manners, more concerned with worldly matters than with spiritual ones. Tale: The Prioress's Tale is a devotional story about a young Christian boy who is murdered by Jews for singing a hymn to the Virgin Mary. Despite its anti-Semitic theme, it reflects the prioress's piety and innocence. The Monk and the Friar. 5. The Monk. Description: a robust and worldly man who loves hunting and luxury, flouting the traditional monastic vows of poverty and humility. Tale: The Monk's Tale is a collection of tragic stories about famous figures who fell from grace, illustrating the theme of the fickleness of fortune. 6. The Friar. Description: a jolly and corrupt clergyman who is more interested in profit than in saving souls, known for his indulgences and relationships with women. Tale: The Friar's Tale is a story about a corrupt summoner who becomes the victim of a demon, highlighting the theme of divine justice. The Merchant and the Clerk. 7. The Merchant. Description: a wealthy and pompous man who is deeply concerned with his business affairs and maintaining his social status. Tale: The Merchant's Tale is a cynical story about January, an old knight who marries a young woman, May, only to be deceived by her infidelity. It explores themes of marriage and deception. 8. The Clerk. Description: a poor but dedicated scholar, who prefers books and learning over wealth or social advancement. Tale: The Clerk's Tale is the story of Griselda, a patient and virtuous woman who endures extreme tests of loyalty by her husband, the Marquis of Saluzzo. It examines themes of patience, virtue, and the nature of marriage. The Man of Law and the Franklin. 9. The Man of Law. Description: a highly successful and well-respected lawyer, known for his knowledge and meticulous attention to detail. Tale: The Man of Law's tale is the story of Constance, a virtuous Roman woman who suffers a series of misfortunes but remains steadfast in her faith. It explores themes of divine providence and the power of faith. 10. The Franklin. Description: a wealthy landowner who loves fine food and drink, known for his hospitality and generosity. Tale: The Franklin's Tale is a story about marriage, honor, and the nature of promises. It tells of Dori Jen, a noblewoman who makes a rash promise to a suitor while her husband is away, and how they all navigate the consequences with grace. The Physician and the Wife of Bath. 11. The Physician. Description: a learned and wealthy doctor, more interested in gold and his own well-being than in his patient's health. Tale: The Physician's Tale is a tragic story about Virginia, a virtuous maiden who is killed by her father to protect her from the corrupt judge, Appius. It explores themes of innocence, corruption, and sacrifice. 12. The Wife of the Bath. Description: a bold, experienced, and somewhat controversial woman, known for her multiple marriages and strong opinions on gender roles and marriage. Tale: The Wife of Bath's tale is about a knight who must discover what women truly desire in order to save his life. The story promotes the idea that women desire sovereignty over their own lives and relationships. The Parson and the Ploughman. 13. The Parson. Description: a genuinely pious and humble clergyman, devoted to his parishioners and leading by example. Tale: The Parson's Tale is a long sermon on penitence and the path to salvation, reflecting his deep religious convictions. 14. The Ploughman. Description: the parson's brother, a simple and honest farmer who lives a virtuous life of hard work and charity. Tale: The Ploughman does not tell a tale. The Miller and the Reeve. 15. The Miller. Description: a brawny, bawdy man with a talent for playing the bagpipes, known for his crude humor and dishonest business practices. Tale: The Miller's Tale is a humorous and bawdy story about a carpenter, his young wife, and two clerks who scheme to sleep with her. It's a classic example of a fablio, a short, comic, and often vulgar tale. 16. The Reeve. Description: a shrewd, irritable manager of an estate, who is skilled at manipulating others to his advantage. Tale: The Reeve's Tale is a revenge story against a dishonest miller, who is outwitted and humiliated by two students. It reflects the Reeve's cunning and sense of justice. The Summoner and the Pardoner. 17. The Summoner. Description: a corrupt and lecherous church officer who abuses his power to extort money from people accused of sins. Tale: The Summoner's Tale is a satirical story about a greedy friar who receives a lesson in humility and justice from a clever peasant. It mocks the corruption within the church. 18. The Pardoner. Description: a hypocritical and greedy man who sells indulgences, pardons for sins, to people, despite his own sinful nature. Tale: The Pardoner's Tale is a moral fable about three men who set out to kill death but end up killing each other out of greed. It serves as a powerful critique of avarice. The Shipman and the Manciple. 19. The Shipman. Description: a rough, worldly sailor who has seen much of the world and is not bound by traditional morals. Tale: The Shipman's Tale is a story about a merchant, his wife, and a monk who tricks the merchant and sleeps with his wife. It highlights themes of deception and greed. 20. The Manciple. Description: a shrewd steward for a law school, who is more clever and financially astute than the lawyers he serves. Tale: The Manciple's Tale is a story about a talking crow who reveals a wife's infidelity, only to be cursed by the husband. It explores themes of discretion and the dangers of revealing secrets. The Cook and the Second Nun. 21. The Cook. Description: a skilled but unscrupulous cook, known for his questionable hygiene and shady dealings. Tale: The Cook's Tale is an unfinished story about an apprentice named Perkin, who leads a dissolute life of gambling and theft. It reflects the cook's own dubious character. 22. The Second Nun. Description: a pious and devout woman, dedicated to her religious duties. Tale: The Second Nun's Tale is the story of Saint Cecilia, a Christian martyr who remains steadfast in her faith despite persecution. It's a hagiographical narrative celebrating her purity and devotion. The Nun's Priest and the Canon's Yeoman. 23. The Nun's Priest. Description: a witty and knowledgeable priest who serves the prioress. Tale: The Nun's Priest's Tale is a beast fable about a rooster named Chanticleer, who is tricked by a fox but manages to escape. It's a humorous and moral tale about the dangers of pride and flattery. 24. The Canon's Yeoman. Description: a servant of a canon, a church official, who reveals the corrupt practices of his master. Tale: The Canon's Yeoman's Tale is a story about a dishonest alchemist who tricks people with false promises of turning base metals into gold. Conclusion: The Canon's Yeoman's Tale serves as a stark warning against the dangers of greed and deception. Through the yeoman's candid revelations, Chaucer critiques the fraudulent practices of alchemy, portraying it as a pursuit filled with false promises and ultimate futility. The tale underscores the theme that dishonesty and the chase for ill-gotten gains lead only to disillusionment and moral decay. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, share with others and do subscribe my YouTube channel.